Dr. Enigma. See, it's saying that the gameplay is being broadcasted. I typed the title is just the game itself. So if you just type in Warhammer 40,000. So I'm looking at it. I typed out 40,000, not 40K. There you go. Somebody's. Oh, I'm watching. Okay, so you see it now? Okay. So these are the four. Now, obviously, this is the new one. So these are the three classes. This one right here is the tank class. So I'm the heavy gunner. Okay. Let me know when you can see it. Is that better? Oh, that's the older one. Did I not share? Okay. Okay. Alright, so these are the classes. So this is your assassin, mage, tank, and then of course the summoner. Psyker. We can start there. So he's the mage, and then you have underneath you have the what they call expertise, or what you might call like a subclass in Diablo. So you have like a more damagey type, more melee type of mage, and of course like a support type mage, or however it works. I think this is the support mage, and that's the more damage type mage. And you have like fire type of magic, and you know, white magic, supporting magic. Apparently, though, the mage is the most versatile. He has the most things that he can do, because unlike the others, he has an actual skill tree. And then I'm going to go over to the assassin, because I want to focus on him the most. So the assassin, her specialty, of course, is hit and run. So she's the only character that has a dodge roll. So you can go in, do what you want, and dodge out. So obviously there's a sniper for long range, and this game does have a cover system. So for melee, where she can cloak and get in if she needs to, backstab and stuff like that. And then this one is more mid-range with like shotguns, stuff like that. That's kind of a in between these other two, but she's obviously the squishiest. And then finally this guy. So this is the more kind of support tank, where he like drops turrets and he armors and stuff like that. That's why he's called tactical. You know, airstrikes and stuff like that. Then there's the heavy gunner. That's the one I'm using. So you see the missile silos on his back. That's his kind of special, you can call it. His specialty is just heavy weapons, heavy machine guns, flamethrowers, stuff like that. And he's pretty beefy. I mean, you can definitely die, but the main way that these characters die is just getting overwhelmed. A lot of small units, while a heavier unit just bombards you. And then the melee. So even though there are guns, melee is actually really effective, because the melee characters have jetpacks. So you could burst into a fight and then knock everyone around you back, and then just start cutting them to pieces. And also, obviously, he has a shield. You also have two sets of weapons that you can carry on you. So you can have like a weapon that swings faster, and then a weapon that, you know, and of course you can carry a weapon like a pistol on you or something, so that if you can't get close to them, you can fight it. You can shoot at them. So this is the difficulties. I'm on story mode. I haven't played challenge mode. I don't really know what that's like, but you can go back and forth pretty easily. And of course, you put the name in. I'm just gonna show you. I'll skip the intro because you can watch that on your own. And just. Alright, I'm not gonna skip the tutorial mission for this sake. So I made an Assault Crusader. We go in. There's a lot of lore here that you can kind of cut in on your own time. Essentially, you're in the future, and you are an Inquisitor, which basically means that you have the authority to go anywhere you want, kill anybody you want, and you don't have to. You don't have to justify your actions, because you were ordained by the Emperor to keep the Empire pure and peaceful and stuff. And one of the things I like about this is there's actually a
Inquisitor's
morality
log.
system.
Class.
So like, de depending on what you do and what kind of weapons that you take, it will affect what abilities you have later. So in the Empire, it's illegal to use alien weapons, but because you're an Inquisitor, you're allowed to do that. So if you want to use alien weaponry, you can, but it'll open up options for you to do that. And so the more you do that, the more perks you'll have towards that. And they call that, I think they call that deviant or something. And then if you stay pure and you don't use alien weapons, then you'll get Puritan points, and you can use those. So there's a lot of stuff there. Most of your skill points are going to go into passive
Do you copy?
abilities.
Captain Van Winter, can you hear?
So we crashed.
Inquisitorial log, new entry. While attempting to dock in the hangar of an unknown fortress monastery, my transport took heavy fire.
See on the left, that red is your health bar,
but I don't yet know why.
but because we're Space Marines, we heal very quickly, and then that's the shield around you. They call it suppression.
I will pray for him later.
And then you have your 4 abilities, and then that one with the blue bar, that's your special meter.
Interesting. Mindless.
Once you have a weapon, you can take cover behind pretty much anything, but heavy weapons will destroy your cover.
An ancient cogitator. Just as I said. New log entry. I found some human remains. The time of death seems recent. I don't like the look of the marks on the bodies. Something killed them with mind. Oh, yes.
No fun.
The perfect weapon to deliver the Emperor's justice.
There's our first
Creature of
opponent.
chaos. Can you withstand my faith? An ancient Imperial ship infested by chaos. So be it.
So now I have
Let's
2
cleanse
weapons.
the taint then.
So this is my sword and shield weapon, and I can swap out for the greatsword to do more damage. It's pretty straightforward. And if you see that, depending on what weapon you have, it changes.
New log entry. I have found a room tainted by the filth of chaos. There is also a tech priest maintenance shrine with a functioning cogitator. It could contain information on how I could turn off the Vox jammer. I found new information. There is an emergency cogitator nearby where I could turn off the jamming signals. Open the door!
It is in the walls now.
By the Emperor! Talking servitor. It might be mind-locked, but this is still unusual. Finally, that's the cogitator that will disable the jam. I couldn't turn off the teleportation jammer.
Inquisitor,
It would have been...
trust me, I'm on your
One
side.
thing I will say, this game
I'm not
gives you
saying
a
I don't
lot
want my
of
ship back.
gear.
But who would clear my name if you died in battle?
So
Your loyalty is quite admirable,
you'll pick
Captain.
up a lot of loot drops. He's very quick. You'll go through so much gear, and there's a lot of. It's different because it's in the future, so a lot of the words I don't really know, but it's a pretty simple, and there's like a really good comparison system. There's like a loot rate system, so it'll tell you if it's better or not. And of course, like I said, like the different like special abilities and The weapons give you different abilities, but you can always just read what the abilities do on your thing. So any like main mission will have that purple marker, and then side missions tend to be white. And once we get back to the ship, I can show you there's a console that you go to, and you can go into the multiplayer and let people come in and help you. I think it's 4 players. I think that's what I read. So we could all we can do that.
Our augurs have picked up a Vox signal not...
I'm on my way there.
Actually, oh, I can go back to mine and we can look at the multiplayer.
By the Emperor.
I think I've heard of it. Yeah. No, I mean, because like everything is based off like the gear that you choose. Even if you pick like a melee class, you can still, equip weapons that aren't melee. You can even put on armor that doesn't, that gives you maybe a shield or something else. There's a lot of options. Although, obviously, what a class you pick gives you unique traits. Yeah, so this is the heavy weapons tank. So I have a heavy machine gun, a flamethrower, and then I have a rocket launcher on my back. So this is the ship. So this is your storage. You have a lot of storage. I mean, on your person, you have 3. Look at all these slots. It's a lot of storage, and you have a lot of. And then these are the items that I've put to the side. You have flamethrowers, rocket launchers, all kinds of stuff. And here's some melee weapons. You have a chain sword, power axe. There's a Warhammer you can get. So over here, this is online. Click on it. So you can either match make like you can in Monster Hunter and have 3 random people join you, or you can go over here and just invite people. So obviously it shuts you down, but it pulls up my friends list and I can just invite people very quickly. And then you would join my session and help me on my missions, and of course get your own loot and stuff. And then right here is local co-op. So this, how you would bring up somebody, but like I said, they won't level up or anything. I'll tell you. So, but I'm gonna turn this off for now. Yeah. Well, this is 4 players. I mean, I'm pretty sure that you play quiet. You team up with 3. Yeah, I mean, from what I'm reading, I mean, all it says is that the host selects the mission, but it seems like that we all progress together, I would think. It doesn't say anything about it not working that way. So, no, I didn't queue anything. I'm still technically online. I mean, I could bring in random people to join, but and then these are all like the emotes and cosmetics and stuff. I have a special helmet. You can even change the look of the ship. There's a lot here. You see where I step, it has burning skulls. And I have that little robot partner. He just follows me around. He doesn't do anything. But so the character sheet in the inventory. So these are all the different inventory slots you have. And I don't really. I just know that like when you try and compare them, it'll tell you this is better or that's better. The minus 17 quality. So. I mean, it's pretty straightforward, and you get like a lot. Like this is, I just sold them. This is from maybe 1 or 2 missions, and I have 2 pages full of gear already. And you see how the armor tells you what special ability you're gonna have. If you go to the different armors, like this armor, the Sentinel armor drops a turret. This assault armor, that's what the melee would use. That's the jet jump. And then this is your healing item, and then you have 2 sets. So my 2 different items is a flamethrower and a heavy weapons. But I'll throw on the online and see how the matchmaking works. All right, we found people. I was going over the lore with her the other day, talking to her about it, and she seemed kind of interested. I mean, she said that you wanted a 4-player co-op game, but she never mentioned. I'm assuming that she wants to too. Yeah, that's fine.
Between the stars, the ancient unseen enemies of mankind wait and hunger. Be strong and give them no quarter.
Yeah, he joined randomly. Yeah, no, it seemed, yeah, it seems like people move about freely, which would be important, because especially you say somebody's an assassin and they have to retreat, and the tank starts to move forward to cover him, you could really hinder the assassin. I'm gonna... So this is obviously a bigger enemy. And I guess, as you see at the bottom, because we're co-op, we have a maximum amount of lives. But you see, he's the melee tank that I was going to have you play as. You see him just running in there, bouncing around, while I'm doing heavy weapon stuff. Now, he's level 82, so I think that's why this is so much more difficult, because it's gonna balance it between the two of us, or maybe not. I don't know. But I think I've never, like, this is my level mission, and I've noticed that it's a lot more difficult. But he is way higher level, so I think that's why. I don't... I mean, and my ping is pretty low, so it looks like the servers are pretty strong. I mean, I haven't had any lag issues. Yeah. I don't know how long they stay behind, but some of these maps get really bloody.
Loading!
Once again, the enemies of the Imperium failed miserably.
Fight!
They're planets. You know, I can show you like the star map, and it's huge, and there's multiple missions on the same planet, but different parts of the planet. I don't know, like, how much of it is, because I did get the season pass and I did get prophecy, so I don't know how much of it is what I haven't really read into, okay, you have this because of this. It's just huge. We'll go back. And what I like too is that, you know, the salesperson, she's right there. So you never have to like go far. She's right there. So the star map, I mean, so this is just one sector. If I go back, so that's just one star system. Then you have a sector and then a subsector. So all these planets are in one system. Then I can go back out to the subsector. And you have all these this whole sector, these are all different planet systems with multiple planets. You see 4, 5, and 6 planets. And then each planet has more than one mission on it. It's a huge map. There's a lot to do here. Basically, yeah. So I'm gonna go back to the bridge. Yep. So you saw those aliens. There's the demons you saw me fighting in the tutorial. They're traitor humans. They're called Eldar. They're space elves. They're evil space elves. They're called Tau. They're another very intelligent alien race. There's a lot of enemies here. So I showed you the inventory. So the character sheet. So you get 2 perks, and then these are attribute points that you get every so often. And these are passive skills. So warfare is damage, toughness, and virtue is like. So toughness is obviously health, and virtue is let's see, focus and suppression. So your aim and your armor. So I'm going to put a point in that. And then over here is your passive. So these are all, now this is based off my class that I chose, right? You see some of these are locked. So you see some of these are locked and some of these are based off of what you do, right? So I have to do 1,000,000 damage in order to get Death Dealer, and that'll open up my critical hits. You know, I have to do range damage to get this, melee kills to get this, etc., etc. So I started with health, or I started with defense and health. I had to take too much damage. I have range combat, single DPS to do, you know, basically to bust up tanks, area of effect damage, etc., etc. And then heroic deeds. So these are challenges that you can complete to unlock things, usually skills or skill trees. And then of course these perks that you can unlock by doing things. And then this is the last thing I wanted to show you because, oops. But that good or be, we'll say, questionable. Make a create going somebody else's. Get it so we can make a clan and put stuff in there. And there's PvP, huh? Yeah. I'll I'll add Jinx so that we can talk about it at some point. Ice. Sounds good.